This is the anthem. Here's what you came for. This is the moment magic was made for. Come on, let's light up the sky now. You feel the magic happening right now.
Hello there, and welcome back to Fan Fatales.
Take a ride with us on the Hogwarts Express.
Walk down Main Street with our best super pals.
And defy gravity as we talk about all things fandom.
Hello, and welcome back to Fan Fatales, a member of the Real Fans Podcast Network. I'm Emma.
And I'm Gabby, and the Tony Awards are this Sunday, June 12th.
Yes. So we're going to talk about the history of the Tony Awards, and then talk about who's nominated for what, in our opinions.
Yeah. And
So
I'm
shall
really
we
stoked.
start talking about the first awards and the early years of the Tonys?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first award, named after Antoinette Perry, which I thought was so cool that was a girl. Like,
Yeah.
I did not know this until sitting down to, research this. She was an actress, director, producer, and a dynamic wartime leader of the American Theater Wing who had passed away. So, the year that the Tony Awards made their official debut at a dinner in the Grand Ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel on Easter Sunday, April 6th of 1947.
I love that. The 40s are my favorite era. So,
I know.
I love it.
It's all women that were running the American Theater Wing at the time because it was...
I love
Well, because all the men were off to war.
it. Well, yeah.
So...
Well, 47, they have just come back.
True, but still. Do you want to do the little sub?
Yeah, sure. So Vera Allen was Perry's successor as chairwoman of the wing and presided over an evening that included dining, dancing, and the program of entertainment.
Yes, and this was the Tony Awards.
Yes. The dress code was black tie optional, and the performers who took the stage included Mickey Rooney, Herb Schreiner, Ethel Waters, and David Wayne. 11 Tonys were presented in 7 categories, and there were 8 special awards, including one for Vincent Sardi, who is the proprietor of the Eponymous Eatery on West 44th Street. And the winners that night included Jose Ferrer, Arthur Miller, Helen Hayes, Ingrid Bergman, Patricia Neal,
Elia Kazan?
Elia Kazan, and Agnes DeMille.
Yes. And the Broadway community embraced the Tonys from the beginning. And while the awards ceremony in its early years was smaller than it was today, the annual gala dinner quickly became one of the highlights of the New York theater season. I think I saw somewhere that the first Tony Award, the ticket was like $10 for the gala dinner. And
Simpler times.
$2,000 for nosebleed seats.
Mm-hmm. Those were the days when you could hop on the subway for 3 people and it would be a nickel each way.
Yeah. In the 18 years that followed, the dinner and Tony Awards presentations took place in ballrooms of such hotels as the Plaza, the Waldorf Astoria, and the Astor.
WOR and the Mutual Network broadcast the awards ceremonies over the radio, and television coverage began in 1956 when Dumont's Channel 5 telecast them locally for the first time. Entertainment was provided by such Broadway favorites and talented then newcomers as Catherine Cornell, Guthrie McClintock, Ralph Bellamy, Joan Crawford, Alfred de Liarge, I can never say his name right, Liarge, Junior Gilbert Miller, Shirley Booth, Carol Channing, Joan Fontaine, Paul Newman, Geraldine Page, Anne Bancroft, Sidney Poitier. Jesus, this list is huge. Friedrich Marx, Robert Goulet, Gia Young, Anna Maria Alberghetti, Henry Fonda, and many others.
Yes. And
Jeez.
in spite of the untimely death of Helen McKinnon, then chairwoman of the wing, the
I think this is Mencken.
Mencken?
Yeah, as in like
Alan?
Alan Mencken.
Oh. In spite
Is
of
that not who that is?
I don't know. Let's look her up.
Let's Google it up. Nope.
No.
Just an actress
But
who had 4 husbands. Go,
wow.
girl.
Yeah. But in spite of the untimely death of Helen Mencken, then chairwoman of the American Theater Wing, the 1966 Tony Awards were presented at the Rainbow Room, and the ceremony was subdued and for the first and only time, held in the afternoon without any entertainment.
Wow.
I would have hated the 1966 Tony Awards if I had gone. Like, no entertainment? Come on.
Yeah.
And then the following year, the Tony ceremony was once again a gala affair, but with a key difference. Do you want to explain the key difference? Or should I?
With Isabel Stevenson as its new president, the wing invited the Broadway League, then known as the League of New York Theaters, to co-present the Tonys in 1967, just in time for the ceremony's inaugural broadcast on network television. For the first time, a national audience could watch the presentation of the Tony Awards, which brings us into the television era.
Yes. So Alexander H. Cohen produced the historic broadcast, which only lasted an hour, and organized a celebratory gala that followed immediately afterward. That year, the Tonys moved from their traditional hotel ballroom setting to a Broadway theater, which was the Shubert.
Which is where they're still held today, right?
It's in between the Shubert and the Radio City Music Hall every year.
That's right.
But then last year was the Winter Garden because Beetlejuice had just been kicked out, so it was like already empty.
Yeah, makes sense. So I guess it rotates around.
Yeah, but those
but it was at the Shubert for a long time.
Well, the Shubert and Radio City is where it like flip flops between usually. Yeah. It's at Radio City this year.
Ah, very nice.
Cohen continued to produce the award ceremony and the gala dinner for the next 2 decades, overseeing their national telecast on various networks on behalf of the League and the Wing. And during his tenure, the Tonys became known as the finest awards program on television, incorporating live performances with the bestowal of actual awards.
Which I love.
Yes.
The Cohen era ended in 1987, and that year, the Wing and the League created Tony Award Productions, a joint venture that has continued to produce the awards and their related events to this day. CBS began carrying the awards ceremony in 1978 and has broadcast the Tonys nationally every year since.
Yeah.
For 6 years, beginning with the 51st annual Tony Awards presentation in 1997, the Tony Awards program aired under a unique partnership between CBS and PBS. A 1-hour PBS special covered 10 awards, followed immediately by the CBS broadcast. However, beginning in 2003, CBS devoted an entire 3-hour time slot to the Tonys. The result has been a seamless awards and entertainment program broadcast on that network. The Tony program has received numerous Emmy Awards during the CBS era, and this is broadcast each June in many countries across the globe.
The Tonys celebrated a milestone in 1997 when the awards ceremony moved away from Broadway for the first time in 3 decades. For all but one of the years between 1997 and 2010, Tony Night took place each June at New York's celebrated Radio City Music Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then since 2011, the ceremony has been held at either Radio City or at the Beacon Theater on Manhattan's Upper West Side.
So I guess we were both wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I was right with the Radio City part.
Yeah.
And all of this is from the Tony Awards website, under, like, history on their website.
So, can't dispute
not
it, peeps.
Wikipedia this time.
Yeah. Thanks, Tonys. In 2000, TonyAwards.com launched and immediately became the definitive resource for information about the awards. Today, the Tony Awards online social media presence includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and other platforms. In addition to the CBS broadcast, Fans can watch the show online via CBS All Access and purchase individual performance segments and the entire show on iTunes and Amazon.
Yes. And the telecast is now broadcast on 6 continents as Broadway fans worldwide join the Tony Awards in celebrating theatrical excellence.
One of the things that I like strongly disliked about the Tonys for a while, like we'll get into it a little bit later.
Yeah.
But like in these really early years, especially from like there was like maybe 1 or 2 at the very beginning, but there was a long time in Tony history where they did nothing for technical awards.
Yeah, and now they do like after
Sound
the
design,
ad break.
costume design, lighting design, and one other one.
Oh, there's a whole bunch. I was writing out all of the competitive awards as they were coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was watching the, like, nominations broadcast that I think it was, who was it? It was Henry something. It was the guy who I saw in Waitress.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the Tick, Tick, Boom movie. Hold on. It was announced by Joshua Henry and Adrienne Warren. And as they're, like, announcing, like, each award, I'm, like, typing furiously.
Mm-hmm.
I should have just copy and pasted them, but I was already watching it, so I was like, I'm just going to do this now. So it's scenic design, costume design, lighting design, sound design.
Yeah.
So those 4.
Yeah, those were, I think costume design has been in it for a little bit longer, but it was lighting, sound, and I think scenic was in it too. It was just lighting and sound that I think were fighting for a long time to be put back in. And people were saying, oh, it's not an art. Oh, it's not an art. Until people went to social media. Actually, it was a big YouTube campaign, maybe 5-6 years ago, a little while ago.
Well,
that was like,
shows like 6.
Yeah. What is a show without lighting and without sound? What show do you have?
Nothing. I'm sorry, but 6 is going to win all the technical awards for, except for scenic. Is it nominated for scenic?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
There's like no set. It's like with, it's like platforms.
Spoiler alert, it is not.
Yeah.
But I think
Okay.
it's going to win all the other technical awards.
Okay.
It's not nominated for any actor awards, though, so we'll get into my thoughts about that.
We'll get there. But remember, they made a new category for them.
No, that was
Best-
a different award.
Best Ensemble?
Yeah, that was a different award show.
Oh, lame.
That
Come on,
was the
Tonys.
off-Broadway and on-Broadway ones.
Oh. Step your game up, Tonys. Come on.
I know.
Also, we're getting into Jimmy's time frame, too.
I know.
Jimmy's are coming up.
One of the kids at my high school, he moved forward to like the state version of it.
Oh,
so
nice.
whoever wins like the state ones goes to the Jimmys.
The Jimmys, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my little sisters, like best friends. They go to high school together. Like they're in the same grade.
That's awesome.
Go you, Carter, if you go further.
Who did he play?
So it was in Cinderella. I forget the character's name, but he's the one that ends up with the other the nice stepsister in the Rodgers and Hammerstein
Like the
Cinderella.
baker guy?
Not a baker. He's like a political rationalist guy. He falls in love with Gabrielle in Rodgers and Hammerstein.
I know who you're talking about.
So shall we get into the 75th annual Tony Awards?
Yeah.
Okay. So the 75th annual Tony Awards will be hosted by Academy Award-winning and Tony-nominated actress Ariana DeBose on June 12th of 2022. The ceremony will be at Radio City Music Hall in New York City and will be broadcast live on CBS for the first time coast to coast.
Yes.
And this is on their app and stuff like that. Because I know that we mentioned how they're like TV-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So there are two. No,
there's a
Two
bunch of non-competitive awards.
Oh, there is a whole bunch. So there's a bunch of non-competitive awards, and we'll talk about those really quick.
Yeah.
So James C. Nicola, New York Theater Workshop Artistic Director, will be awarded a special Tony Award. It doesn't say like anything about it, just that he's getting one.
Yeah. Robert Wankel will be awarded the Isabella Stevenson Award, and this award is for philanthropic.
Mm-hmm.
Award presented as part of the Tony Awards to recognize an individual from the theater community who has made a substantial contribution of volunteer time and effort on behalf of one or more humanitarian, social service, or charitable organizations, regardless of whether such organization is related to theater.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's named after Isabella Stevenson, who we talked about earlier.
The Court Theater in Chicago, Illinois will be awarded the Regional Theater Tony Award, as well as the Asian American Performers Action Coalition, so that's AAPC, Broadway for All Feinstein's 54 Below, Emily Gershman, and United States Scenic Arts, Local USA 829, IATSE, will be awarded the Tony Honors for Excellence in Theater.
Yeah, so all of these different groups will be, and people will be nominated for or all being given this award.
Mm-hmm.
Angela Lansbury will receive a special Tony Award for Lifetime in Theater.
Yes.
Yes, and then this next one was announced, like, literally a few hours ago. And it is Roshonda Jones-Kumba of G.W. Carver Magnet High School in Houston will receive the 2022 Excellence in Theater Education Award, which is an award given by Carnegie Mellon University and the Tony Committee.
And is it for, like, teachers or for students?
Yeah, it's for teachers.
That's awesome.
Who do something, like, real special in theater that year.
That's
and
really
you can,
great.
like, nominate your own teacher for it, and if they get far, they could win this award.
That's really cool.
I think the one I remember the most was Parkland High School in Florida. Their theater teacher was nominated the year of the Parkland shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids all got to sing a song from it, and they awarded it to her because of her, like, bringing this light to these kids after such a rough time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was the same year that Hamilton was nominated, right?
I think so. So now we're going to get into the fun part. And this is the part that everybody's excited for. And it's the competitive awards.
Yes.
Everybody has a favorite and has somebody that they want to win.
Yes.
So
we'll
go through these.
They're going to be like scenic design of play and then musical, play, musical, down.
So we're each going to do, like, the category, and we'll both do the play and the musical, and then the next person. Okay.
So best scenic design of a play. So the nominees are Beowulf Boritt for POTUS, or Behind Every Great Dumbass are 7 women trying to keep him alive. I love that title so much. Me too. Except for when I was typing it up.
It's long, but it's amazing.
Michael Carnan and Nicholas Husong for Skeleton Crew.
Mm-hmm.
S. Devlin for the Lehman Trilogy. Anna Fleischel for Hangman. Scott Pask for American Buffalo. And Adam Rigg for The Skin of Our Teeth. And
I think POTUS is going to win.
I think so too. But fun fact, as I'm about to say, the POTUS scenic design, or scenic director, is also a scenic director of one of the musicals nominated.
He is.
Yes. So, best scenic design of a musical. The nominees are Beowulf Boritt and 59 Productions for Flying Over Sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny Christie for Company.
Mm-hmm.
Arnolfo Maldonado for A Strange Loop. Derek McLean and Peter Negrini for MJ, the Michael Jackson musical.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan Moyer for Paradise Square.
I think Company's going to get this one.
Really?
I think Company is going to take a lot more than we think.
I agree, especially after what happened in the theater community.
Yeah. I also think...
What, November?
Yeah. November?
December? I'm talking about Sondheim's passing.
Yeah.
Like... Also, can we talk about how every theater is doing Sweeney?
Right? Or Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
I also think 59 Productions for Flying Over Sunset is going to be good too. I think that one's really pretty.
Yeah, that's why I was like, really? I think you think that? But I
one's really
don't
pretty
think
too.
Beowulf for it will win both. I think
No.
it's going to be one or the other.
Yeah, I agree. So, I also heard MJ was really good too. So, I don't know. I think they're all going to win. I have like very little stakes in that one.
You see, so usually when it comes to especially the like more technical awards and especially the play awards, I usually get them right.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but usually I get the play categories right more so than the musicals. I think it's because I have a favorite musical usually.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want it to win all the awards, whereas
Yeah.
I don't really care about the plays.
Yeah. Whereas like when we're talking about the plays, we're like, oh yeah, I think this one was really good. And like I heard good reviews about this one. And yeah. Like I remember we were watching the year Angels of America was revived with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
He took like Angels of America took so many awards that year.
And same with the Harry Potter play when that was.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
I remember I met my friend Julie, I think a few days before the Tony Awards, and our first real bonding experience was us texting over like our thoughts on who had won.
Yes.
And I was at least 16, 17 years old, so either the 2017 or 2018 Tony Awards.
Yeah. Okay. So, next is going to be Best Costume Design Awards. First is Best Costume of a Play. There's Montana Levi Blanco for The Skin of Our Teeth. Serafina Bush for Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide / When the Rainbow Is Enough. Amelia Sosa for Trouble in Mind. Jane Greenwood for Neil Simon's Plaza Suite. And Jennifer Moeller for Clyde's.
Okay. I haven't seen any of these costumes, honestly.
Me neither.
I do think, is it Neil Simon's Plaza Suite that is pretty heavily star casted?
I don't remember.
I think it is. Hold on. Is that yeah, it's the 2-person show. So it is literally Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah.
Husband and wife playing the couple in the show.
I love it.
Yeah.
Next is Best Costume Design of a Musical. So we have Fly Davis for Caroline or Change, Tony Leslie James for Paradise Square, William Ivy Long for Diana the Musical, Santo Loquasto for The Music Man, Gabriella Slade for Six, Paul Tazewell for MJ.
Six is going to win.
I kind of agree.
Really?
I kind of agree. Because it's the most unique thing we've seen in a long time in terms of costuming.
Yeah. That and, like, with how much work she, like, put in, especially, like, making all of them based on a different pop artist.
Yeah.
Not just taking inspiration from the portraits of these 6 women.
Yeah. However.
Oh, jeez.
Diana the Musical also had really good costumes. The musical was terrible. The costumes were good.
Yeah.
That's not winning anything for book or score.
I think that's the only thing it's nominated for, actually.
I would believe it. Because the costumes, beautiful. Everything else?
Yeah, it's the only thing. I just did a Control F Diana, and it's the only thing it's nominated for. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go on to the Best Lighting Design category. And, of course, first is Best Lighting Design of a Play. And the nominees are Joshua Carr for Hangman, Joyeon Chong, ? For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide / When the Rainbow Is Enough, John Clark for the Lehman Trilogy, Jane Cox for Macbeth, and Yi Zhao for Skin of Our Teeth. And then Best Lighting Design of a Musical, Neil Austin for Company, Tim Dealing for Six, Donald Holder for Paradise Square, Natasha Katz for MJ, Bradley King for Flying Over Sunset, and Jen Shriver for A Strange Loop.
Okay.
Another one I think that Six might win.
MJ also might win. I think
True.
MJ and Six are like neck and neck on this one.
Yeah. I just
For
want
play,
Six to win as many technical awards since it's not nominated for any actor award.
I know. For play, I don't really know.
I don't either.
Next we have
Depending on what Macbeth did, maybe.
Maybe. Next we have best sound design of a play. We have Justin Ellington for colored girls who have considered suicide / when the rainbow is enough. McKeel Fiskell for Dana H. Palmer Heffron for The Skin of Our Teeth. Nick Powell and Dominic Bilkey for the Lehman trilogy. And Mikhail Suleiman for Macbeth. I don't really know.
I don't either.
Best sound design of a musical, Simon Baker for Girl from the North Country, Paul Gatehouse for Six, Ian Dickinson for Autograph for Company.
So next is the direction categories. First is best direction of a play, and the nominees are Liliana Blaine Cruz for The Skin of Our Teeth, Camille A. Brown for Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide / When the Rainbow is Enough, Sam Mendes for the Lehman trilogy, Neil Pepe for American Buffalo, and Les Waters for Dana H. And then the best direction of a musical category, the nominees are Stephen Brackett for A Strange Loop, Marianne Elliott for Company, Connor McPherson for Girl from the North Country, Lucy Moss and Jamie Armitage for Six, and Christopher Weldon for MJ.
I think oh no, you were right. Okay, never mind.
What?
I was looking at something. Never mind.
Direction is such a weird category for like outsiders who haven't seen any of these shows to kind of judge on, I'd feel.
I agree. I feel like most of these are kind of difficult to judge on if you've not seen the show.
You can see pictures and like performances.
Yeah.
Or like read reviews like I do, which is how I get most of the plays right. So,
for best choreography, Camille A. Brown is for Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide. We're just going to call it that for now. It's too long.
Yeah.
Warren Carlyle for The Music Man. Carrie Ann Ingranu for Six. Bill T. Jones for Paradise Square. And Christopher Wheeldon for MJ.
I think this is the first one where I'm like, Music Man might win.
I think MJ might win.
It's going to be in between MJ and Music Man, I think.
I think MJ is like the surprising, is like a dark horse this year.
Really?
I do. I think MJ is going to be the dark horse.
Okay.
Like the SpongeBob musical was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah. True.
And Mean Girls, you remember? Everybody wanted Mean Girls to win. Mean Girls won like 2. And like the SpongeBob musical came out like winning a ton.
True.
That was the same year Angels in America kept winning.
Yeah. So, best orchestrations, the nominees are David Cullen for Company, Tom Curran for Six the Musical, Simon Hale for Girl from the North Country, Jason Michael Webb and David Holsenberg for MJ, and Charlie Rose for A Strange Loop.
I think 6.
Yeah.
But
this category was not there last year. Oh, wait, no. It was the best original score that wasn't there last year. And I will complain about why best original score wasn't there. And 2 awards.
Okay. Orchestration is like about the music that's played. It's for the conductor.
It's for the
band.
Actual band.
Yeah. So 6 has a chance.
Yeah.
But Company's really hard.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Company has what's the song? I've sung it.
Not Getting Married
Today. Not Getting Married Today. Also, I love this Company.
Company's good, yeah.
Well, have you, like, heard the West End Company revival that they did a few years ago? So, it was kind of gender bent
Oh.
for most of
Yeah,
the
I knew
roles.
that about it. Yeah.
So if you go listen to the West End cast, Jason Bailey, who is the brother in Bridgerton, the main one, Anthony, he's the not getting married today character.
Okay.
So you have Anthony singing that song.
Also, if you love him, do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube. Type in his name. What's his name?
Jason Bailey.
Type in Jason Bailey, audition for the last 5 years. And it is literally gave
That
me
sounds so good.
chills. It was so good. And he did the whole thing in an American accent, and I just about died.
That's him with for most of the not getting married today. There were a couple words here and there that like kind of came out with his British.
I'm telling you. Do yourself a favor. Go listen to it. He sings
listen.
If I Didn't Believe in You. And like by the end of it, I was like, I believe in me.
Oh.
So good. So next we have Best Book of a Musical. We have Girl from the North Country by Connor McPherson. We have MJ by Lynn Nottage. We have Mr. Saturday Night by Billy Crystal, Lowell Gaines, and Babaloo Mandel. We have Paradise Square by Christina Anderson, Craig Lucas, and Larry Caron. And A Strange Loop by Michael R. Jackson.
Okay.
Um...
I haven't read the script for any of these.
Yeah, I don't know the book.
I've heard that Paradise Square is really good. Like, they're not marketing themselves that much, but they had the most nominations this year.
I've heard it's really good.
I've heard it's really good from the people that have seen it, but they're not, like, marketing themselves at all, like other shows, like MJ and all that stuff.
Honestly,
because it was running when I was in New York, and I didn't even know about it.
Interesting. Maybe it's a tactic.
So, Best Original Score. I'm just going to complain about this for a little bit.
Music and or lyrics.
Yes, Best Original Score, music or lyric, and or lyrics written for the theater. So last year, when we had the makeshift Tony Awards, and like only 4 musicals were eligible for nominations that year, I forget which ones it was. Hold on. 2021 Tonys. It was Jagged Little Pill, Moulin Rouge,
Okay.
and there were 2 other musicals. Hold on.
They were all jukebox musicals, weren't they?
And the Tina Turner musical. However, so they were all jukebox musicals, so they weren't eligible for this award. So this award didn't exist last year. However, there was a musical that was eligible for nominations, but didn't get nominated in any category. So it would have won by default for this one, and it is the Percy Jackson musical, The Lightning Thief. And the music in that show is so good, it should have been nominated for this category, but they just were like, no, it's a kid's show, and didn't nominate it for anything, so then that's why we only got one person for Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical, because Chris, whatever his last name was, who played Percy, would have also been nominated for that, but it would have still gone to Aaron.
Oh, wait, Aaron
Moulin Rouge.
Tveit. Okay, hold on. Aaron Tveit in Moulin Rouge.
I know. Like, he still would have won. But, like, I feel like it was almost out of pity because he was the only nominee in that year's category last year.
I feel like it counts just a little less.
Yeah, so, like, if they hadn't put Chris, whatever his name is, yes, Aaron would have won. But it wouldn't have been by default.
Yeah.
And I love the Percy Jackson musical so much.
You love
And
everything
it got-
Percy Jackson.
I love everything Percy Jackson. And it was just... so like best... Oh, wait. No, I'm looking at the awards for last year, so this was actually for Best Orchestrations, not Best Original Score. Best Orchestrations were all plays last year, and it was all the music that they wrote for, like, underscoring for the plays.
Love it.
But, like, orchestration, the only one that would have been nominated would have been Percy Jackson, and they would have won.
Okay.
And I'm still mad to this day. So, Best Original Score, music and or lyrics written for the theater. The nominees are Flying Over Sunset, music by Tom Kitt and lyrics by Michael Corey. Mr. Saturday Night, music by Jason Robert Brown, lyrics by Amanda Green. Paradise Square, music by Jason Howland, lyrics by Nathan Tyson and Mazi Azer. 6, music and lyrics by Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss. And A Strange Loop, music and lyrics by Michael R. Jackson.
I think 6.
I think 6. I didn't know Jason Robert Brown was nominated.
I honestly didn't know either. Hasn't that man won enough Tonys?
Yes. Also, I went to high school with a girl named Amanda Green.
No
Fun
way.
fact. It's not the same one, obviously, but...
Might be. She's furiously Googling.
You can start reading the next one. No, it is definitely not.
Okay. So next is Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Musical. And that is going to be Matt Doyle for Company, Sidney DuPont for Paradise Square, Jared Grimes for Funny Girl, John Andrew Morrison for A Strange Loop, AJ Shively for Paradise Square. I think Company.
I think Company. And then Best Performance by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Musical. The nominees are Jeanette Bayardelle for Girl from the North Country, Shoshana Bean for Mr. Saturday Night, Jane Haudichel for The Music Man, L. Morgan Lee for A Strange Loop, Patti LuPone for Company, Jennifer Samard for Company.
I kind of want Jeanette Bayardelle to win.
Hold on, let me look up who I want. Why do you want Jeanette? Well, I looked this up.
I don't know. I feel like Shoshana Bean has won plenty.
Yeah.
Patti LuPone, plenty. I don't know. I just don't want somebody who's already won a Tony to win. I always root for people who have never won anything before.
Kind of like the underdogs.
Yeah.
Not the underdog, but the underdog.
Yeah. Like every year at the Oscars, anytime Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated, I gotta root for him because he's never won.
L. Morgan Lee is making history. What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, L. Morgan Lee is making history as the first openly transgender actress to be nominated for the Tony Awards.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. So I'd like for either her, who did you say? Jane Haudichel?
Jeanette Bayardelle?
Or Jeanette Bayardelle. I'd want either L. Morgan Lee or Jeanette Bayardelle to win. Because Shoshana Bean has won too many. Patti LuPone, I don't think she's going to get it anyway.
Not after her outburst. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, not after that outburst.
You can Google it.
Yeah.
But
TikTok audio it. But yeah, she's not going to win.
No. Because then they would be endorsing that behavior.
Yeah.
So, people are calling it, iconic and, all this stuff. But I'm like, you know what? It's also really unprofessional.
Yeah.
That's not the way you handle that stuff.
I agree.
Anyway, Google it.
Yeah.
Because... Next we have...
Okay, so now we're doing the actors and actresses in a play. No.
Yeah, so we have Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role in a Play. We have Alfie Allen for Hangman, Chuck Cooper for Trouble in Mind, Jesse Tyler Ferguson for Take Me Out, Ron Cephas Jones for Clydes, Michael Oberholtzer for Take Me Out, and Jesse Williams for Take Me Out.
Who's Jesse Williams? Why does that name sound familiar?
Jesse Tyler Ferguson, I think, is the guy from Modern Family.
Yeah, he's the guy from Modern Family. Because I, literally paused the award show for me to, be like, wait a sec. Oh, he's Dr. Jackson Avery is Jesse Williams in Grey's Anatomy.
What?
Yeah.
Nobody told me Jackson Avery was on Broadway? What?
Dr. Jackson Avery on the ABC series Grey's Anatomy from 2009 to 2021, Jesse Williams.
I love him.
You want him?
I love him. I'm just saying, he's a fantastic actor. I love him. Jesse Tyler Ferguson, he's well known enough.
Yeah.
I mean, so is Jesse Williams. I think like one of the new babies should win.
Yeah. Again, all of these could be well known because they're plays, and I don't really know.
That's true. These could be actors we just don't really know, but
yeah. Best performance by an actress in a featured role in a play. The nominees are Uzo Aduba for Clydes, Rachel Dratch for POTUS, or Behind Every Great Dumbass are 7 women trying to keep him alive.
or from now on, POTUS.
Yeah, for now on, POTUS. Kenita R. Miller for Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide. Felicia Rashad for Skeleton Crew. Julie White for POTUS. And Cara Young for Clydes. I haven't heard of any of these names.
Me neither.
I hope one of the 2 POTUS girls win, because I just love the idea of that show.
That'd be cool. Next, we have Best Performance by an Actor for a Leading Role in a Musical.
We all know who's going to win.
Oh? Do we?
I don't want him to win, but I think he's going to.
So we have Billy Crystal for Mr. Saturday Night, Miles Frost for MJ, Hugh Jackman for The Music Man, Rob McClure for Mrs. Doubtfire, and Jaquel Spivey for A Strange Loop.
So Rob McClure should win.
I agree.
Because he has to do the voice, but I think it's going to go to Hugh Jackman.
I don't think so. I'm optimistic. I hope it goes to Rob McClure, and I think it's going to go to him.
I hope it goes to Rob McClure, but...
Or Miles Frost.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Mrs. Doubtfire only getting 1 nomination is what killed it.
Totally.
Because it closed this week.
It did.
So, did you see the curtain call that they did
No.
the day that the nominations were announced?
Mm-mm.
So, the actress who plays the oldest daughter in the show, she, paused the curtain and was like, we have, this whole show is about family, and our leading member of our family was just nominated for the Tony Awards. And, brought out a big bouquet for them.
Oh, that's nice.
And then later that week,
she
they pretty much
graduated,
did the
right?
same thing, and she graduated college.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the same thing kind of to her, being like, there's something big that just happened with this family.
That's cute.
Yeah. So, Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical. The nominees are Sharon D. Clarke for Caroline or Change, Carmen Cusack for Flying Over Sunset, Sutton Foster for The Music Man, Joaquina Kulakhango for Paradise Square, Mar Wingham for Girl from the North Country.
Yeah. Sorry, I zoned out there for a second. I was like,
That's
where
no
are
problem.
we?
I don't know.
I like Carmen
don't-
Cusack.
I do too. I don't want Music Man to get that many nominations.
I don't either, honestly. I feel like that's so bad.
Is that bad to say?
No, I feel like a lot of people are rooting against Music Man because of the reputation of the show it has. It has nothing against the actors and the actresses or the show
because
itself.
I love Sutton Foster.
I do like Sutton Foster. However,
I
I,
love
am
Hugh
kind of
Jackman.
upset that they felt that they could lower the music for her, but then were somebody who wanted to gender bend the cast, or if they wanted to have a transgender person play that character, then they wouldn't lower it. That's rude. Or for just somebody who can't sing it but has the acting chops.
Yeah, I agree.
Just saying.
But she's a big name in theater, and they were having to put someone against Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of Music Man as a show in general.
You're
Even
telling me you don't
before
like
it's-
Shapoopy?
That's. I think the only good song, and I'm gonna get so much hate for this. This is so many controversial opinions. Is I Got Trouble.
I honestly don't even know Music Man that well. The only thing I know from Music Man is Shapoopy.
I Got Trouble is I like that in the train opening sequence. Because it's all the salespeople doing in beat to the train in the background. All of their sales pitches.
That's pretty cool.
And it's
Actually,
a
I think
real
I have
cool
heard
thing.
that.
Yeah. Where it's like the 1 for the Cashman, 2 for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the I Got Trouble is the I Got Trouble right here in River City with the capital P. T. That stands for pool. That stands for pool. You sure we got
Shaboopy.
trouble? We sure we got trouble. I don't know. I think I'm just like so. I don't want to say jaded, but like
It's like
hatred filled toward Music Man because
there's like a bad
of
taste
what
in your
happened
mouth.
with Beetlejuice.
Exactly. And it's nothing against the cast or the show itself. I mean, the show itself is like mediocre at best, but like that's just my opinion.
Theater companies in Orlando love to do Music Man for whatever reason. And so I've probably seen it a million times. No, we shouldn't do it. There are so many other better, like, golden age musicals. Why are we doing Music Man?
Yeah, agreed.
That and 76 Trombones. We forgot about, like, the main song that everyone knows. Also, their Rush tickets are stupid. Rush tickets are supposed to be cheap, like $20. Do you know how much the Music Man Rush tickets are?
$200.
$76 for the 76 Trombones.
That's stupid.
Thank you.
Moving
Now
on.
let's get on.
Best performance by an actor in a leading role in a play. Simon Russell Bale for the Lehman Trilogy, Adam Goodley for the Lehman Trilogy, Adrian Lester for the Lehman Trilogy, David Morse for How I Learned to Drive, Sam Rockwell for American Buffalo, Ruben Santiago Hudson for Lackawanna Blues, and David Threlfall for Hangman. I've heard Lackawanna Blues is amazing.
I have two, and it's not really nominated for anything.
No, it's not. I've heard it was amazing, though.
I think what really... Oh, it's only nominated for one award, and it's Best Leading Actor.
Good. Well, I mean,
Well,
not good, but like...
What happens with the plays, and I like recently learned this from one of the theater TikTokers I follow, is that they have a short run compared to these musicals.
That's what I've heard,
So that's
too.
why we see so many names, or so many play names instead of so many musical names each year. So then there's way more plays to really pull from.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And it's usually plays that open in like January, like close to when they're really starting to watch all the shows for nomination season.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the shows that normally get picked.
I see.
Best performance by an actress in a leading role in a play. The nominees are Gabby Beans for The Skin of Our Teeth, LaChance for Trouble in Mind, Ruth Negga, right? Is that how you pronounce the name?
I don't know. Why are you looking at me? I have no idea.
For Macbeth, Deidre O'Connell for Dana H, and Mary Louise Parker for How I Learned to Drive.
I don't know. I have no preference.
I don't either.
Um,
I've heard How I Learned to Drive. Oh, is it How I Learned to Drive? Which one is the one that they now like have to have you lock up your phones when you go in?
oh, I don't know.
Did you hear about that though?
No.
So one of these plays, I forget which one. I think it's Take Me Out. Never mind. But Take Me Out, I'm pretty sure there's like a nude scene in it, and they're now having to lock people's phones up because people were taking videos and pictures of the actors nude.
That's rude. That's terrible. You're not supposed
And
to
then
take
it was
pictures
leaked online.
You're not supposed to do that, period.
No.
Next, we have a best revival of a play. We have American Buffalo for colored girls who have considered suicide / When the Rainbow Is Enough, How I Learned to Drive, Take Me Out, and Trouble in Mind.
Best revival of a musical, Caroline or Change, Company, and The Music Man.
We all know this is going to Company.
Notice how Funny Girl's not on this list.
Why is that?
It was the only one that was able to be nominated for revival that wasn't on this list.
Why?
Because normally it's 3 musicals, so they kept it that way instead of adding the 4th,
Stupid.
like they should have. But Funny Girl, I don't think is nominated for anything.
It's not. I've seen it maybe
Oh, wait.
one. Best actor, I think.
Yeah, Best Actor in a Featured Role for Jared Grimes. But yeah, it was like completely snubs this year. Just like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. So we're in our last 2 categories. The last for best play is Clydes by Lynn Nottage, Hangman by Martin McDonough, The Lehman Trilogy by Stefano Massini and Ben Power. The Minutes by Tracy Letts. Skeleton Crew by Dominique Morisseau.
And then Best Musical, the nominees are Girl from the North Country, MJ, Mr. Saturday Night, Paradise Square, Six, and A Strange Loop.
Mm-hmm.
I want Six to win, but I think it's going to be Paradise Square.
Yeah. I think it might be Girl from the North Country, too.
Yeah, that one also. It usually, if they win Best Book, then it wins
Best
musical.
Yeah.
I've noticed. So we'll pretty much know whenever Best Book is announced.
But we'll have to tune in and see.
Yeah, we'll have to tune in and see. I think it starts at 8 p.m. Don't quote me on that.
We'll post it on our Instagram. Give you live updates as we go.
Yes.
So make sure you're following
8 p.m.
us.
to 11 p.m.
There you go. So make sure you're following us. Eastern or Pacific?
Eastern time, so 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific.
Perfect. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at FanFatalesPod to get those live updates of the winners as well.
Yes. And then it's going to be on the CBS television network and then streaming live and on demand on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm. Or if you have traditional cable TV, on CBS.
Yes. And if you have Paramount Plus, there's going to be like an hour beforehand that's like a red carpet thing, and it's going to be hosted by Darren Criss and Julianne Hough.
I did see that, and it's going to be very exciting. Let's wrap this up. I'm exhausted. Yes. You're exhausted. We need to go to bed. We need to get this finished.
So this fandom news, as you will notice, dear listeners, is a lot of Star Wars.
There is a lot
That's
of
because Star Wars Celebration was this past weekend.
So a lot of new stuff came out.
Yes.
So, we will see you guys in fandom news. Stranger Things star Gaten Matarazzo will return to Broadway in Dear Evan Hansen as Jared.
Yes, very exciting. Andor, a limited series, starts streaming on August 31st, only on Disney+.
Family Reboot, an original series, premieres on June 15th, only on Disney+.
The hugely acclaimed and completely sold out New York City Center on-course production of James Lapine and Stephen Sondheim's beloved musical, Into the Woods, will transfer to Broadway for a strictly limited 8-week engagement at the St. James Theater.
The Mandalorian and Grogu continue their journey in Season 3 of The Mandalorian, streaming February 2023, only on Disney+.
Which means my 22nd birthday.
Uh-huh.
Disney Plus is giving me a present again. Star Wars Skeleton Crew, an original series starring Jude Law, from executive producers John Watts, Christopher Ford, Jon Favreau, that should be an V and not a B, and Dave Filoni, is streaming in 2023. Only on
Disney Plus. Complete casting has been announced for year 4 of Tony Award winning Dear Evan Hansen's critically acclaimed record-breaking North American tour. Anthony Norman will play the title role of Evan Hansen, Colleen Sexton will play Heidi Hansen, and Lily Thomas will play Cynthia Murphy.
Yes. I'm very excited about this next one. Rachel Zegler, who recently received critical acclaim for her performance as Maria in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, will star as Lucy Gray Baird in Lionsgate's Hunger Games prequel film, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Ziegler will star opposite Tom Blythe, who will be playing a young Cornelia Snow, aka President Snow.
Very nice. Set during the High Republic era, the new original series, Young Jedi Adventures, follows younglings as they study the way of the Force and become Jedi. Young Jedi Adventures is coming to Disney Plus and Disney Junior in spring of 2023.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is now the most watched Disney Plus original series premiere.
Woot woot! Isabella Merced is set to join Dakota Johnson in Sony Pictures' Madam Web.
Tales of the Jedi, an anthology of original animated shorts with each story featuring a Jedi from the prequel era, is starting streaming fall of 2022, only on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Star Wars Visions Returns, Volume 2, streaming in spring of 2023, only on Disney Plus.
New destinations are coming soon to Star Tours. The adventures continue.
Sales have been paused on all Magic Key passes. Later this summer, when passes will begin to expire, Disneyland will allow current Magic Key holders an opportunity to renew their passes. I didn't think that was confirmed. They didn't confirm if they were going to allow people to renew their passes or what they were going to do, but basically Magic Keys are up in the air right now, and go as many times as you can before the summer and before they expire.
Yes. Star Wars Celebration returns to Europe in London's Excel Centre from April 7th through the 10th of 2023, which means if they do it like years past, next year's in 2024 will be in Orlando, Florida. Because it was always Anaheim, London, Orlando, Chicago, Anaheim, London, Orlando, Chicago.
Very nice. Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are around the Black Spire Outpost Market at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. The Mandalorian and Baby Grogu will be coming to Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge later this year.
Yes. They can't do it in Disney World because they set the stupid Star Cruiser in sequel era. So then they'd also have to change everything for the Star Cruiser. And it annoys me. And our last piece of news is filming for the Percy Jackson series began on June 2nd, the day we're recording this, with casting announcements of some of the adult cast members. Audiences will meet in the first couple of episodes. The adult cast announcement included Virginia Cole as Sally Jackson, Jason Mantzoukas as Mr. D / Dionysus, who was like the major fan cast for that character. So Percy Jackson Twitter and TikTok are just like freaking out right now. Megan Mullally as Mrs. Dodd / Electo, Glenn Turman as Mr. Brunner / Chiron, and Tim Sharp as Gabe Ugliano.
You guys would not believe the frantic, like, excited Snapchat that I got when I was, like, 10 minutes into my day at work today.
I was almost in tears.
Yeah, she was, like, about to cry.
I was looking at all their pictures, and I was like, this is how I imagined most of them. And though, like, when I was, like, first reading, I'm so excited. Also, Gabe Ugliano is such a trash character. So, yeah.
Okay. Well,
He's an abusive husband.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well.
He's only in the first book, though.
Are we going to see these lovely peeps in the outro?
Yeah.
You okay? You sad we're done talking about Percy Jackson?
The author announced that he's going to be doing, like, pretty much, like, every couple weeks we're going to be getting cast announcements now that they've started filming. So expect a lot of film announcements in the next couple weeks.
Okay, so we'll see you guys in the outro.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Fan Fatales. We are a proud part of the Real Fans Podcast Network.
That's right. And if you want to check out more shows on the network, you can find them at rf4rm.com.
Join us next week where we will be finally having our friends from the Real Fans Podcast Network show Disorder on to talk about our opinions about some Walt Disney animated features.
Yes. And remember to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts.
And subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please leave us a review and comment down below to tell us what you thought of the show. And remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FanFataleSPod for the latest updates and to possibly be featured in a future episode. Now, Emma, where can the people find you on social media?
So my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter are all at Snippy Emma, which is SNIPPYEMMA. What about you, Gabs?
I'm at Gaby Gent on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. That's GABYJENT.
Our editing is by the wonderful Carol Lensmeyer.
And as always, thank you for tuning in. Bye! The views expressed in this episode do not reflect the brand or company